Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 Headlines Thursday. Brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure. Live easy.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, DCP in charge of crime calls for amendment to the Interception of Communications Act. Otaria's craft vendors accuse government of breach. And municipalities receive millions for Labor Day projects.
Also this evening, culture and creative sector touted as a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. In the business report, CDB to discuss practical measures for regional collaboration. And in sports, athletes arrive ahead of inaugural Jamaica Athletics Invitational.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh.
And I'm Nika Lewis. It's Thursday, May 9, 2024. Thank you so much for joining us. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, is advocating for changes in the law to track suspected criminals more effectively.
The 40-year veteran crime fighter notes the strides the force has made in technology and hopes the work will continue well after his approaching retirement. Here's Ramon with the details.
The man in charge of the island's crime portfolio, DCP Fitz Bailey, wants to make it easier for authorities to track and monitor the activities of suspected criminals. That's why he's advocating for an amendment to the Interception of Communications Act, which was passed back in 2002. Speaking at a security seminar this week, the DCP bemoaned the sluggish turnaround time for information requests to telecommunications companies.
Unfortunately, the criminals, they do not have any rule. They don't have the issue of privacy that they have to deal with. But law enforcement, we are faced with those challenges. And I think there needs to be a greater synergy between the legislation and the providers.
The Interception of Communications Act allows security forces to monitor the phone communication of a person suspected or accused of criminal activities. It also grants the authority to intercept all communications of a person named in a warrant. The DCP's latest request comes as part of 22 ongoing technological projects in the JCF.
2022 alone, we solved over 740 murders in 1 year. And if you go to some of the most advanced countries in the world where they have all the fancy technologies, we have been competing with them.
The government earmarked just under $50 billion this year for the JCF's Public Safety and Internal Security Program. A portion of that will go to the force's body-worn camera program. Giving an update on that matter, the senior crime fighter says Jamaica can expect a large-scale rollout soon.
We have currently we have a data center and we have adequate storage now. So what we have done as an organization, we have purchased so far over 800 body-worn camera. And all we need to do now is to get the cameras because the back-end work has been done.
DCP Bailey is set to retire in a few months after over 4 decades of service. He's pleased by the strides made against crime locally and hopes they'll continue long after his tenure.
One of the only fears is that we have to ensure that there is the budgetary allocation. It is important that the financing of the JCF, it transcends political divides.
Ramon for CVM News.
The opposition's investment, trade and global logistics spokesman Anthony Hylton and its East Portland caretaker Colin Bell are calling for attention to be paid to the cultural and creative industries. The two were speaking at a trade, investment and global logistics symposium in Port Antonio, Portland today. Trishagaye tells us more.
Earlier this week, the 2024 Trade, Investment and Global Logistics Symposium was held at the Port Antonio High School in Portland. MP caretaker and Deputy Shadow Minister Colin Bell encouraged persons present to think big about the culture and creative industry CCI, especially in Portland.
We have been given the task to ensure that the creative industry reach its true potential. And what is the true potential of the creative industry? It is an industry that is valued at $3 trillion annually.
He further added this is far more than the country's CCI earnings within the last financial year of 2.2 billion Jamaican dollars or $13 million. Bell highlighted different economies across the world making significant gains from the creative industry.
What is the culture and the creative industry? It is entertainment. Any kind of entertainment. If you are a singer, if you are a DJ, if you put on rock robin, if you make dance, if you play music, if you play football, cricket, because sports is a part of the creative industry.
Guest presenter, opposition spokesman on industry investment and global logistics, Anthony Hylton, offered a roadmap to making Portland a more sought-after destination for people in the culture and creative industries.
So you need efficient class movement to make certain things happen. That's not the same as a road that is bend up and uphill, downhill and roundhill. That's a road to Portland. We need highways to Portland.
Trishagaye, CVM News.
And there was an uproar in Otaria St Ann today as vendors aired their disapproval of the tourism product development company's handling of their licenses. This is not the first time they've made their concerns public, and feeling unheard, they've resorted to other means of getting their message across. Here's Trishagaye again with this story.
Controversy now lingers over the Otaria Craft Market in St Ann, where frustrated vendors joined Thursday morning to highlight what they describe as a breach of their contract. Usually for the tourism products development company TPDCO to grant a vendor his or her license, an application form along with additional documents are the only requirements. But when some aspiring vendors visited the office to get this done, they were referred to the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, for another contract that they say did not suit their desires. They say an outdated document was the only thing given to them in February of this year.
If you look at it, it is dated January 2022 for us to sign a 3-year document that ends December 31st
of this year.
I'm saying to UDC again, you are in breach.
The vendors must sign the contract with UDC for their licenses to be renewed, but they have refused to do so. But what has enraged the vendors even more is the authorities' additional requirements from them with little to nothing in return. President of the Otaria Craft Market Association, Masana Martin, says her workers are not satisfied with their work environment.
Daily, they complain about shops being leaking when rain fall. Can you imagine? You have to put tarpaulin inside of your shop to cover your goods. Now, these are the things that are getting us disgruntled. You are lacking to do your duty, but yet still you're coming to give orders, rules and regulation. Can't work!
But without their licenses, the vendors cannot sell on the port, which means their livelihoods are at stake. And like the vendors, MP candidate for Northeast St Ann, Dr. Ryan Simpson, is inviting the government to sit with the vendors and settle not only the licensing issue, but the entire matter.
We're calling upon the relevant authorities to present to the markets a plan of action for a comprehensive assessment and improvement program to be undertaken at the various craft markets. This plan should include tasks to be addressed, milestones and targeted dates for beginning and completion of the beautification and upgrade of the craft market.
Trishagaye, CVM News.
There's an appeal this evening for a reduction in speed and more care when driving, especially along a section of the roadway in Westmoreland. It was just Tuesday that a motorist there mowed down a 9-year-old girl on her way home from a nearby shop. Fortunately, though broken, the child survived. We have more in this report. Her slippers were the only things left behind when a speeding Toyota Voxy motor vehicle slammed into a young girl Tuesday evening. It happened here along the Little London Main Road in Westmoreland, sending chills through the close-knitted community. Relatives heard the troubling tale soon after.
She was crossing the road, a vehicle slowed down, put on her flash, and give her the go-ahead for a cross, and then it did back, so it hit her just oversteered.
That child, a student of the Little London Primary School in the parish, fortunately is alive today, though with broken limbs to someday tell her story of survival. But the incident has left some locals demanding a change in the speed limit, some suggesting as low as 30 miles per hour.
80 miles per hour. You can't see sitting park and overtaking like in this 4 road. And I want cross road, you know, not that it. Yeah, man.
So this is a place that you drive at them speed all the while?
All the while. Today I feel a couple more minutes away here. I'll see.
Councillor for the Little London Division, Ian Miles, seized the opportunity to encourage the child's family and appeal to drivers to be more mindful of children and reduce their speed.
I'm now using this medium to call on parents the necessity to speak to your children and try and ensure that they themselves understand how to use the road networks properly. And I'm also calling on those drivers who are driving way above the speed limits on these road networks to slow down, obey the regulation that govern the road in terms of speeding, and ensure that you act more responsibly.
Of course, there's more to come from CVM News at 7 right after this break.
Headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy.
Invest in Jamaica and make your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Harry, how was school? It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties? Sure we can.
I never see a boil up patty like you.
Hey son, you good?
No, Dad, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?
Celebrating moms everywhere.
What does Palestine have to do with you? Come find out this Saturday, May 11. Join the Palestine Solidarity Coalition for Recognizing Palestine, an open discussion on the situation in Palestine at the University of the West Indies Department of Sociology, SR10. Don't miss out. Be there.
Welcome back. The country now has another newly certified baby-friendly hospital. These types of hospitals play a crucial role in promoting breastfeeding and providing optimal care for newborns and mothers. They also prioritize skin-to-skin contact between mothers and babies, which has numerous health benefits for both. Ronaldo Adams has this report.
Baby-friendly hospitals strive to create an environment that fosters bonding, enhances maternal confidence, and ensures that newborns receive the best possible start in life. The St. Ann's Bay Regional Hospital celebrated a milestone as the newest baby-friendly hospital in Jamaica, receiving certification on Wednesday. Director of PAHO and WHO, Dr. Jarbas Barbosa, highlights the partnership with UNICEF that began in 1991.
And the Pan American Health Organization recommended that maternity facilities implement steps to protect, promote, and support breastfeeding, starting the antenatal care and extending to the discharge of mothers and babies for the health facility.
Jamaica's UNICEF representative, Olga Isaza, emphasizes the organization's dedication to upholding children's rights to health and nutrition.
Exclusive breastfeeding in the first 6 months of life has been identified as the foundation for optimal health and development throughout the life course of children and mothers, and has been shown, as all of us know, to boost the baby immune system, support healthy brain development, protect against respiratory and diarrheal disease, overweight and obesity in young children, and non-communicable diseases later in life. Promote close bonding between mothers and baby, improving their emotional well-being, and offer benefits to mothers' health, including reduced risk of breast and ovarian cancer, and improve postpartum recovery.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton praises the initiative, recognizing the effort required to transform a hospital into one that prioritizes newborns. He recalls that when he assumed office in 2016, there was only one baby-friendly hospital in the entire island.
We have moved with active work being done, I would say, over 5 years, although it was more than that, but COVID was a great distraction for obvious reasons. We have moved from 1 to 8. So we have Princess Margaret Hospital, Alexandra Community Hospital, Lionel Town Hospital, Port Maria Hospital, Port Antonio, Mandeville Regional, Black Rivers, and of course, St. Ann's Bay here.
Ronaldo Adams, CVM News.
Now, each year, municipalities are expected to tackle new projects for Labor Day. This year, the government has allocated millions to ensuring those projects become reality. Minister Desmond McKenzie made the announced allocation at the Portland Municipal meeting today. Trishagaye Kelly reports.
All eyes are now on the upcoming Labor Day projects, with municipalities receiving over $50 million from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. The focus this year is on assisting people with health conditions or impairments, a community that is commonly overlooked. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie says inclusion is important in our society.
And we are doing that because it is important that the persons who are physically challenged should not feel intimidated by the lack of access to facilities.
In a bid to be proactive, he's urging building and planning committees within each municipal corporation to pay attention to the building applications they receive, especially for public spaces, to ensure they are accessible by all individuals.
Pay attention to building applications, especially those that the public must access, to see that the requisite provisions are in place.
The minister expounds that the country's infrastructural plans must also be adjusted to include main roads. He advises that the work will go beyond the efforts of Labor Day on May 23rd, as it is a government objective to prioritize inclusivity.
We'll be working on a program that will allow the municipalities to do a lot more work in ensuring that persons with physical challenges have easier access to the public thoroughfare.
Jamaica's disability prevalence rate was last recorded in 2014 at 3.3%. Trishagaye Kelly, CVM News.
We now go to a heartwarming story of community support and educational enrichment as Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, extends a generous hand to 3 schools in need of reading materials. Here's more in this report.
Kingston's Mayor Andrew Swaby recently visited 3 schools in the municipality, the Constitution Hill Infant and Primary, Nannyville Basic School and Edward Siaga Primary. The purpose of his visit: to personally deliver funds designated for the purchase of reading books. The donation seeks to promote literacy and provide resources for the students.
It was an excellent day. I read for the children. And what is more important, the questions that they have asked after. They want to find out what's the role of a mayor, what's the role of a councillor, and some simple questions. That means that when the light gone, sir, it's you put it on back, and I had to tell them no, that Jamaica Public Service is in charge of light, and we work closely. So I see the need where more of these activities are going into the school and help to educate the students of your role of the councillor.
The donation will significantly enhance the reading programs at these schools, ensuring students have access to a wide range of books to support their learning. During his visit, Mayor Swaby not only delivered funds for reading books, but also listened to concerns raised by teachers about oversized classes.
They have shared some issues where they have some problems with oversized classes, or they want more space in their school. I was able to just give on behalf of the KCMC some book vouchers for them to buy some books to put in their library so that the kids will participate more in reading. It makes no sense that you just one day we have to do things that can encourage them to read more.
The mayor notes that more support can be given to schools, especially from parents, surrounding communities, and past students.
Certainly, I would encourage the community, and what I would encourage also for parents to participate more in their PTA meetings, and for past students to also get back active into the school. These teachers, they are doing a miraculous job. They just need the help. Sometimes it's just to know that you are there for them is good enough.
Andrew Laidley for CVM News.
Stay with us for the business segment coming up after the break.
Best ever international meet to be staged in Jamaica. The inaugural Jamaica Athletics Invitational, a World Continental Tour Silver with a star-studded cast of international and local stars. Saturday, May 11, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the National Stadium. Featuring the Olympic champion Hansel Parchment, former world champion Fred Curley, British record holder Zarnell Hughes, rising triple jump sensation Jaden Hibbert, Kyron McMaster, and Kristen Coleman, two-time world champion Danielle Williams, former world champion Dina Asher-Smith, world record holder Toby Musa, world championship medalist Shanika Ricketts, Marie-Jose Talou, St. Lucian Hotshot, Julian Alfred, Nia Ali, Rochelle Clayton, Kemba Nelson, plus a surprise entertainment package never seen before in Jamaica.
Harry, how was school? It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties?
Sure we can. I never see a boil up patty like you.
Hey son, you good?
No, Dad, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?
Celebrating moms everywhere.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. The Board of Governors of the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, will again tackle the problem of identifying practical measures for leveraging regional and international collaboration at the 54th annual meeting scheduled for June 17 to 20. Themed Partnerships for Resilient Prosperity, the hybrid event, which will take place in Ottawa, Canada, reflects the bank's drive to catalyze cooperative approaches to bolster growth and resilience across its borrowing member countries, BMC. The meeting will provide a platform for consultation and interaction between the bank's highest levels of leadership and critical stakeholder groups, including donor entities, sector experts, public sector leaders, and development partners. The agenda will facilitate collaborative exchanges and knowledge sharing to address the region's most pressing development challenges. The dialogue will explore avenues for reshaping the international financing paradigm to prioritize resilient, inclusive prosperity. Priority issues will include practical approaches to stimulating economic activity, mitigating the region's vulnerabilities, enhancing implementation capacity in BMCs, and confronting common threats such as climate change impacts. Now, the Bank of Jamaica is reporting that fewer Jamaicans were able to secure mortgages last year compared to 2022. For 2023, there was a 5.9% decline in the value of new mortgages and 13.3% decline in the volume of new mortgage loans. BOJ says the decline signaled a slowdown in the pace of growth in both the volume and value of mortgages for the period when compared to the same period in 2022. The data was released in the recently published National Financial Inclusion Strategy Impact Indicators as at December 31, 2023. Now, the Bank of Jamaica intervened in the foreign exchange market again for a third consecutive day. The BOJ's repeated interventions in the foreign exchange market is an indication that the central bank believes foreign exchange availability is limited. The interventions are intended to avoid rapid and disorderly depreciation in the exchange rate. Using its B-Fix-It flash intervention tool, the central bank sold $30 million to authorized dealers and cambios today. Now that brings the total injection over the past 2 months to $260 million. The intervention funds were restricted to end users, which are non-financial commercial client entities that are financing obligations for essential goods and services. Now, the US dollar ended the day selling for $157.19 on average. And that's your business report for today. Up next is your market summary, and do stay tuned for more CVM News at 7 with Nika and Stephen after the break.
The shakers, the people making a difference, who never shy away from a challenge, who are never afraid to dirty their hands, to jump in and get things done, who are never afraid to fail, to take a risk, to learn. You know them and aspire to be like them. And you can, because there's always room for greatness. Apply today. University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
Yummy is in Western Jamaica to celebrate more of our teachers with the Yummy Champion of Change Awards. First stop, Falmouth All Age in Trelawney.
Yummy Champions of Change Award presented to Principal Kurt Spence. Thank you, Yummy.
Our next stop is Anchovy Primary in the parish of St. James to award Principal Cheryl Grant Mitchell.
I am grateful. The team is just as grateful.
On to the Calvo Technical High in Hanover to see Principal Godfrey Brown.
It's a very pleasant surprise to be getting this recognition and gifts from Yummy.
Thank you, Yummy.
Principal at Godfrey Stewart High, Westmoreland, Emily Lawrence Ricketts, was moved to tears. Thank you so much.
Happy Teachers Day from Yummy Montego Bay.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how.